Do you feel that in your music to contribute something?
I think I've contributed something else. I think, yeah.
In the statement in your music, or in what you were saying about yourself and in the violence you perpetrated on you?
I don't know about that, but must have been something good that I've done.
Oh, I'm sure of that. I
think perhaps just that there are a lot of people who have enjoyed what I've done for a long time, so that's good enough, whatever it is.
Do you feel you've influenced anybody in the...
I think I helped wipe out the 60s.
David, how about you?
Oh, what?
No, what I do. For instance, you have been working with Iggy now, and you're a very modest man. You're sitting there at the keyboard, and one of the conditions on which you came today was that you would not sing a solo, and that you would not talk about David Bowie. And we're friends, and I understand and I respect that. But what happens with David Bowie if you're going to continue to sublimate your particular talent? Can your ego stand that?
Okay, fine, right. Well, two ways of approaching that. Firstly is that one thing which I want to get straight is that the collaboration that Jimmy and I have had has been something because I was intoxicated with what I thought Jimmy stood for, and I would never ever want it to be considered that I was some kind of hand manipulator or Svengali behind what Jimmy's doing now, because he's getting popular now. It's only because he's 6 years too early. What he was doing 6 years ago was just the same.
You talk musically.
Nothing musically, and his presence, what he was doing on stage was exactly the same. It's just that I happen to be concerned with it now, because I stayed with it. So firstly, for me, it's a great ambition, because there was something with Jimmy that I hadn't seen in rock and roll, which was a kind of a method. I can't explain it. A method poetry. It was an unleashing of parts of the animalistic kinds of rock that you never really see. It's always usually safeguarded and very, very safe.
And sometimes
Jimmy
programmed
excited me what he was doing.
Yeah, that's right.
And it probably has nothing to do with rock and roll. I think it has more to do with method.
Method and a human statement?
Yeah, I think, no, not a human statement, no, just method. Jimmy has a method. So that's my concern, and I have nothing else better to do, and I've never enjoyed a tour as much as I'm enjoying this one, just playing keyboards, because I think it's as fulfilling as any of my tours.
The interesting thing, because
I've developed an American accent. I must lose that.
Yeah. It sounds terribly American, dear, to me. But no, the interesting thing, because I noticed that a lot of the rock artists and the country artists will play as sidemen on a temporary basis on a recording session with other performers. But I have never seen them do it to this extent. But you are now helping to produce Jimmy's album.
Yeah.
But what happens with your career?
Oh, that's fine.
It'll move along exactly the way.
I am very rich, you know. I can afford it.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're willing to, you know, just wait out, and I don't see the necessity of doing a tour of my own until I want to do one.
Yes.
Not for the bucks. I much prefer to do one because I want to do a tour. Then I prefer to do something that really excites me, and playing piano behind Iggy Pop for me is very exciting.
Well, see, now that's wonderful. And that's the kind of thing that usually managers and agents and people like that, they say grab it while you can because the public's taste is whimsical and it changes. But for you to say that you can sit
no,
back.
Public taste doesn't change. There's a particular hardcore point in the public that there's a valve, an emotional point that can be touched in two places. It's either on a spiritual level or a gut level, and that will never change ever.
No, I agree with you, but the audience to whom you appeal occasionally will be fickle, or they will move to another group.
Oh,
but if you touch them emotionally in one way or the other, spiritually...
I think Jimmy and I believe in our audiences a lot. I don't think we're concerned
very much.
Too much.
Well, that's great.
Very much.